Greetings, everyone. It is truly a huge honor to be here today again with Frank live and direct, and giving
Greetings,
thanks for life. Oh yeah, man, I'm just so glad to be alive. It's such a great
feeling
feeling
good.
just to be alive. Then
Yes.
we'll go on with the rest. We'll do something with our life, but yeah, it's a great feeling, and I'm glad to have you here, Frank, shining bright this morning.
Same.
Today. That's why
Yes.
the morning we're not morning no more. So yeah,
Uh,
a great day today, and the weather is sweet in Montreal today. It's gonna be
mhm.
like 12 degrees Celsius on the 30th of December.
I
Oh
know,
hell,
right?
I'm gonna be on the bike today.
Yes.
Yes.
I know
So
we're right
Frank,
here at the edge too. We're about to slip into at least on their calendar, into this from 24 to 25. This whole
we're always talking in the Gregorian
yeah.
Babylonian calendar. For sure, I don't like to really put myself into that kind of time frame
Right.
because I think that's how they really uh, grab our soul. Also, it's with time.
Right.
Time is the master,
Yeah.
and
But what's
I
cool is like the divine fractal has a way to, no matter how they like try to get things like rigged up, like you can always turn it back to like something that like, oh, actually, like it's a divine orchestration at the same time.
yeah,
Uh,
of course.
it's just you have to like have the eye that can spy that.
Yeah, you have to be tuned in. If
Yes.
your frequency are properly aligned, you pick up a lot of stuff from others, from plants, from
Mhm.
animals, from. But if you're completely desensitized to what surrounds you, you're not gonna feel anything, and you're gonna be a
Yeah,
muggle going around with no magic.
that's what they want.
What they want. The more you hurt yourself, the more the system will love you.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
stop hurting yourself. Take care of yourself. Discover the greatest love of all.
Yes.
That's it. I won't say what it is, but we all heard it. The greatest love of all. Rest in power, Whitney.
Yes.
She was a great singer. The voice on that woman.
Mm.
We all have a voice. The thing is, we all could sing. We all have a voice, but it requires some practice, I'm sure, to get to a level where you sing like a Celine Dion or someone like that. It
Right.
takes, come on, you don't. Anyway, I can see the grace and the love being expressed by those beings, definitely, and
Yeah.
they come to uplift humanity also, just like what we're doing. It's uplifting humanity, and that's the network we have going now is a network of upliftment.
Hmm. Yeah.
No matter who's the messenger is not very important. It's the message of
Yeah.
positivity that have to go out in the world, and we have to uplift each other. And once we're on a higher state, then life is wonderful.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. And
create.
even like the Muggle output, like love songs or like songs of freedom and stuff like that. They're written from the perspective of like things that are within this world. But you can always like put your ear on it in a way. It's like, oh yeah, I want to have that kind of love for divine. I want to have that kind of like seeking attitude to be able to like get beyond like what is the trap that is here. And
But
it's
we're so far from the ultimate divine love that I think just a bit of creating a little spark of love in your heart, or putting your devotion and your consideration onto another being also can make you learn what
oh
love
yeah.
is,
Mhm.
uh, and then you can take that love to a higher level,
Oh
to
yeah.
a higher and divine, and yourself, and then you can accomplish universal love, and you can be always in that love frequency. I think it's all love. It's all love. And when we talk about love, we smile. Love is great, man. And love for higher and divine, it's even greater.
Oh yeah.
So it's all, but I think it goes by stages, discovering or uncovering what love is, because it's more uncovering. You're not discovering
Mhm.
nothing. Love has always been there. You're just discovering the divine love within you, and I think it's a wonderful thing if you get to get to that point in your life where you love yourself enough so you can transpire that love onto others, onto higher and divine, onto.
Yeah.
I wish that for everybody. Yeah, I've said it here before. I'll say it again probably, but it's all love.
Yes.
So, Frank, we're gonna start today with material science. We're again on the piece giTa, scriptures for the now. We do the English and French. I read the French after just to. I don't know why I do it. just because I don't know. I like to hear myself. Maybe I like to hear myself. That's what Kim says all the time. My wife Kim says all the time, I like to hear my voice. So maybe that's just So anyway, so material science, Frank, I'll let you start with this and then I'll go on with the French. This is probably the longest one in the book. I think there's like 2 pages.
Yeah, there's some long ones. This is definitely a longer one, but it's so good. I love this piece.
It's good, that one.
Yeah, we'll get started.
Yep.
Material science. Out of sheer ignorance as to what certain metals or alloys, concrete and other synthetic materials do to one's body and aura, people of this planet keep on building edgy, ugly structures with these unfractal, unembeddable materials everywhere. It's not just ugly to the eye to behold a structure, to behold a tin-roofed concrete structure in the middle of a pristine nature spot. It actually disrupts the electromagnetics of the whole area, stuff which eyes cannot see, but can actually be measured. It is poisonous in the same way artificial chemicals in food are poisonous. Only in this case, the results are seen/felt over time, and the cause remains unknown. Next time you have a migraine in your cramped concrete metro flat, please don't look around for reasons where they don't exist or listen to your doctor. Just try fresh air in a forest area. Science has now reached the point where it can scientifically prove that this is the case. But this information is not made available to the public for the sake of protecting the interest of the construction companies and all the associated businesses, in much the same way as truth about pills/drugs they sell at your local pharmacist is not revealed, in order to keep the pharmaceutical companies in play. There is still some awareness about pills, etc., amongst masses, but material science is completely out of the awareness zone of the average person on the street. The net result is the same. The population of this planet poisons itself and its environment. The rulers of this psychosystem do not care. The blissless, depraved beings they are, just because they know they are going down in their rebellion with divine. They just want to take down as many with them.
Very, very on point. Science matérielle en français. Par pure ignorance de ce que certains métaux, alliages, béton et autres matériaux synthétiques font au corps et à l'aura, les gens de cette planète continuent de construire des structures moches aux bords tranchants avec des matériaux non incorporables et non fractales partout. Ce n'est pas juste moche à l'œil de regarder une structure de béton en toit, au toit en étain, au milieu d'un endroit naturel immaculé. Cela perturbe les ondes électromagnétiques de la zone entière. Chose que l'œil ne peut pas voir, mais qui peut être mesurée réellement. C'est toxique de la même façon que les produits chimiques artificiels dans la nourriture sont toxiques. Seulement dans ce cas, les résultats sont vus, sentis au fil du temps. Et la cause reste inconnue. La prochaine fois que vous avez la migraine dans votre étroit appartement en béton, s'il vous plaît, ne cherchez pas de raison autour de vous. Là où elle n'existe pas, inutile d'écouter votre docteur, essayez juste de l'air frais d'une zone forestière. La science a maintenant atteint le point où elle peut scientifiquement prouver que c'est le cas. Mais ces informations ne sont pas rendues disponibles au public simplement pour protéger les intérêts des entreprises de construction et tous les business qui y sont associés. De la même manière que la vérité sur les pilules, drogues qui vendent à votre pharmacie locale n'est pas révélée, dans le but de garder les entreprises pharmaceutiques en jeu. Il y a quand même une certaine conscience concernant les pilules, etc., parmi les foules, mais la science matérielle est complètement hors de la zone consciente d'une personne ordinaire de la rue. Le résultat net est le même. La population de cette planète s'empoisonne et empoisonne son environnement. Les dirigeants de ce système de psychopathes s'en fichent. Les êtres épouvantables et dépravés qu'ils sont, juste parce qu'ils savent qu'ils dévoluent dans leur rébellion contre le divin, ils veulent juste en emporter autant que possible avec eux dans leur descente. And that's, I like what he says at the end. He says, ils veulent juste en emporter autant que possible avec eux dans leur descente. They want to bring as many people down as they can with them on their way of rebelling against divine, and rebelling against divine is rebelling against life. I see it rebelling against life. Life evil is everything that has to do with death, with not living, with not shining, with not. So yes, they will, and the material science is completely unknown. You can tell me people are materialistic, like PT said once. He said people are not materialistic because they would care about the material they use.
I love
So,
that.
and they are completely on the spectrum of material they use is even the clothes were dressed in plastic clothes, and sometimes even recycled plastic polyester. Now it's the big trend, recycled polyester.
Yeah, exactly. That's a selling point. Oh, buy this because it's recycled.
I get a bit also that they recycle the stuff that they find in the ocean, whatever they tell you.
Right.
For you to just not vibe properly and that people don't feel your vibe. Also, when you cover your skin with plastic, do you think you feel something? Do you feel like when you put something into plastic, I'm sure you cut off the exchange of frequency that can happen. Like you cover food with plastic, they cover everything with plastic. And I'm not saying that it's necessarily fundamentally bad, the plastics. It's not what I'm saying. But the use we make of it, like when we're at the point where we dress in plastic, here we have the habit of not naming things the way they are. So we don't say plastic, we say polyester or some other kind of nonsense word that describe plastic. But it is freaking plastic. It's not organic material. So yes, the science of material science is completely unknown. And I'm just starting to scratch myself the surface of what I should use. I started changing my wardrobe, all my clothes, to go most possible cotton organic, but you do with what you have around you also. But I'm just saying that to be aware of the fact that you are not aware of material science is a good thing, because now you will go into get new, better material to first put on your own body and to encapsulate yourself into some kind of building that is very unfractal, is very detrimental to us. Hence why often we get headaches. Like you said, we get very uncomfortable into concrete structures. Like you feel like a concrete jungle. Like it's so, like I don't even. Sometimes the waves don't even go through concrete. So it's very, if the electromagnetic wave cannot go through concrete, imagine the telluric current of the earth. What do you think it goes through? So you cut everything with your concrete, like you disrupt the natural stuff of the earth, like the current of the earth. So of course, and all this to keep alive some kind of system that they uphold to I don't know what extent, but it goes very, very far to where they're capable to go just to keep the system alive.
Mm-hmm.
And that is material science is one of the things that they use again to attack our body. Our body is under attack from birth. From the moment you come out, they're gonna slap you on the face first to make you cry. They slap you on the face, then they start jabbing you with stuff and putting inorganic also covers on you, because you know the baby used to be covered in
Oh, yeah.
linen clothes only
Mhm.
back then. They were
Right.
only using only linen, and now you go in hospital, it's all polyester. All
That
the
makes sense.
babies are covered in plastic as
Yeah.
they come out. Often it's not cotton, it's not so, because we are unaware exactly of the science behind the materials. So we just go along with the program. I'm not saying that they voluntarily say to themselves, because also the plastic polyester feels a bit like cotton. Like they put so
Yeah.
much chemicals on it that it feels a bit like cotton.
Right.
Like it feels soft. At times they can make fleece with plastic. So also the amount of chemicals involved to create those materials are countless.
Yep.
So anyway, that's a big vlog, a big log. So that's why I went on and extend
Mhm.
too on the thing. But I want to hear what you have to say, Frank, on the material science and where
Yeah.
you're at.
Yeah. This is definitely an area in which, yeah, I didn't really have a whole lot of awareness on, because I mean, for one, like we don't. I mean, who's teaching any of this kind of
Yeah.
information? You wouldn't hear it really anywhere except for. But when you start to make the correlation of, okay, yeah, different materials are going to have different kind of energetic properties, and certain things are going to be more conducive to either wearing on our skin or our clothes, more conducive just to just like our own biology, our own um, energetics, our own frequency and stuff like that. And then so clothes is the first thing that we might think about, but then even our home space and things like that is something that um, we wouldn't maybe like think about in the first place. And P's mentioned it in a lot of different interviews and different times about how you can adjust things in your home. I mean, because we've
Yeah.
mentioned this before, but our home, the homes that we live in, we didn't exactly get to choose exactly how everything was built, the materials that were used. Sometimes we just are where we are, and you just have to go with where you're at. Start from where you're
Yeah.
at. But P has mentioned something like, it's not advisable or that great if you have like metal bars going through your windows. Like some homes or places have these like metal pieces, and that doesn't allow the energy of the earth and different things like that to be able to just like circulate through your space. Or even a tin roof, like you mentioned that in the beginning here, like the tin roof. Yeah, tin roofed concrete structure in the middle of a pristine nation. The tin roof, the tin, although it does have kind of like a nuance, like you think about like the raindrops falling on the tin roof. I mean, maybe it's
Yeah.
not bad for a barn or something like that, but as far as like a place that you're going to be residing inside of, your own energetics and stuff like that, it's not the ideal kind of thing. So, if you live in a place that has a tin roof, well, what are you going to do? You you can kind of just do what you can do with your own life, and maybe
And,
in the future, if you live somewhere else, then you can have somewhere that doesn't have a tin roof. But
and this is a trend we observe lately. Everybody goes with tin roof.
oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it's like as far as like the longevity of a tin roof versus a a regular like shingle roof. I think the things that I've seen in P's structures on the land is he uses those clay, kind of the
Yeah.
clay tiles, which is very natural. It's just made out of earth, it's just clay. It's just earth that's baked, so it's like the ones that you see in Italy, all the brown like clay shingled roofs or whatever. So there's that, and I don't know in terms of like constructing a house, like what that cost difference is like. But it's worthwhile to invest in something that's going to be a natural material, because it's gonna benefit you in the long run. If you are a person who is building a structure for yourself. Or like another very cool thing that I heard, I think it was you and P talking, but he mentioned in terms of construction and building a place, like making the doors, the entrances, the windows, making them in accordance to 5 ratio, which I think that's just so cool. You know, you take the length and then you multiply it by like 1.618 or whatever, and you get the shape from that. I think that's what he was saying. Don't exactly quote me on that.
I remember something like that.
But that's so cool. And, you know, even just speaking about the phi thing, you know, I'll just point up and say this whole thing, you know, like getting your home and your living space like as conducive and fractal and things like that. I mean, that kind of starts this like blossoming and this like natural nesting. That's another thing that Pete's talked about with even just the shape of a lotus and why it's so regarded as sacred, because it is the perfect container. It's a nesting place where different energetic waves can cross, in which like things can be birthed out of that, you know. And so, you know, we're trying to like live in a place where it's like conducive for a natural, like a positive, healthy living, where we can just be vibrant, you know, and we won't be basically polluting our environment with either materials that aren't conducive for our bodies or, you know, shapes and different types of things. Like he mentions here, you know, edgy, ugly structures. You know, so why is it that everything has to kind of like be in this kind of cookie cutter fashion, but why can't we have more, you know, some craftsmanship or some different kind of, you know, more rounded and shape, like natural shapes, you know, in our furniture or our
uniform.
Yeah. So this, and then, he mentions so many cool things here. I mean, just that's the start, you know, and then he mentions, and so he relates the fact that like you can actually measure different frequencies and stuff like that in your environment, in which that can correlate to what he's actually saying here, but that information is not really like for public consumption, because it would reflect badly on the construction companies or the companies that are providing a lot of the materials for people who are, you know, contractors and stuff like that. But the thing is, like, it wouldn't really take that much of a switch for those companies to, you know, kind of like redo their formulas and the different materials that are going to be, and even just for natural materials. I mean, there's a lot of things like bamboo, hemp, different types of things that aren't that hard to cultivate, that, you know, the market can just open up for them and people can start growing those materials. I mean, you just think you grow an acre of hemp and then you turn it into like something like hempcrete, and you can build a structure on your land with that or something, you know. I don't know. I mean, there's so many different.
The bamboo tree is a good example also. The bamboo tree takes a very long time to germinate, just to come out of the soil. I think it's 5 years or something. They have to nurture that seed constantly for 5 something like that, a very long amount of time. And then when it shoots out the ground, it takes 90 days, I think, and it gets like 100 feet tall.
It goes
fast. It goes super fast.
Yeah.
The bamboo tree, I heard that. So, and there's a reason why these things grow fast, like hemp. It grows super fast. It's because that's for us to use, you know?
Yeah.
If a tree takes 100 years to grow, do you go cut that tree?
Right.
You don't go cut the 100-year-old tree, but you can cut the hemp plant that took 90 days to grow or something. So exactly. That's why we eat our veggies and stuff. They take a short period of time to grow, but what takes a long time to grow, you don't touch. We should.
Let it, because this has other operations, other functionings that it's playing out in the environment.
Yes, it's playing other function in the grand scheme of things here on Earth. Like it's not something we should use. I think we should let them be. But us here, we cut everything. We destroy everything. It's seek and destroy.
Yeah.
So we have to get to a point, exactly, where we consider material science. Exactly.
Yeah. That's for sure.
in the equation. The next, do you want to add something else, Frank?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, I like how he also relates to that point of the information that we get on material science is very limited, and it's in the same way it reflects, just like the pharmaceutical companies are, just giving things to us that aren't a solution. They're actually causing more problems. And there is awareness. There's a lot more awareness about that than this material science with our homes and our clothes and stuff like that. But yeah, he kind of points out that thing where he's like, the net result is the same. The population of this planet poisons itself and its environment, and that's kind of their motive, to be able to keep us like at a very limited place where we're easier to basically control and be their slaves and stuff like that. If we're always kind of sick, we're always kind of like on our down leg or whatever, then it's much easier for them to just shuffle us where they want us to be, and then they kind of just profit off of our hardships. So.
But I think it's coming to an end, their nonsense, because now we're realizing a lot of stuff. I am, you are, a lot of people are. We're on the internet talking about that. It's going on. Like, you go in the stores now, you see a lot more organic cotton being advertised.
Yeah.
Like, it's organic cotton, and you don't see so much now. They tend to hide also the tag when it's polyester. They put it at the bottom.
Yeah, right.
Cotton, they put it in your face.
Uh-huh.
So I think we are getting to a point where we are evolving, definitely.
It's true.
From the nonsense material we were using. But like you said, like here, I'm into a home. I'm very grateful for the home I have to live in, even though I know that the material is not the best thing for me, but that's where I am, and that's what I'm able to have. So I'm very grateful. But collectively, we talk always on a collective level, like us all. We should evolve in the material stuff and get to stuff that support our journey here on Earth. Exactly. Next, 5-star hotels, Frank.
Yes. Yeah. Here we go. 5-star hotels. While the majority of this Earth's population faces the hell of malnutrition in unhygienic living conditions, the so-called lucky people with the funny quantity called money face the hell that is 5-star hotel, the final Shangri-La of this system. The 5 stars stand for dingy, concretey, claustrophobic, unbreathable, and unfractal. Any real being with properly functioning nerves and biological processes can get headache/dizziness within half an hour. The food served there takes the digestive system on a roller coaster ride, while the air conditioning works on giving the guest a cold. All in all, a much more dangerous place for biological entities than any slum in an open field.
Hôtel 5 étoiles. Pendant que la majorité de la population de cette planète fait face aux enfers de la malnutrition et de conditions de vie non hygienic, hygienic should be on a high. So, les soi-disant chanceux avec la curieuse quantité appelée argent font face à l'enfer que sont les hôtels 5 étoiles. Le paradis terrestre final de ce système. Oh, I have to laugh. Les 5 étoiles signifient minable, bétonné, claustrophobe, irrespirable et non fractal. Tout être avec des nerfs. Tout être avec des nerfs et un processus biologique fonctionnant correctement peut avoir des maux de tête, vertige en une demi-heure. La nourriture servie là-bas envoie le système digestif sur des montagnes russes pendant que la clim s'occupe de donner un rhume aux clients. Tout compte fait, un endroit bien plus dangereux que pour les entités biologiques que tout bidonville dans un champ. That's our idea of what prestige and stuff is. It's those 5-star hotel, and I never felt good in there. First of all, you're all cramped up on each other.
Yeah.
Like they put so many rooms inside there, so many people, so much, and often bad energy in there.
Yeah.
That's what you will pick up. The food is bad. The drink, anyway, that's everywhere. We shouldn't just categorize this in hotels everywhere. It's we live in an abundance of scrap, not an abundance of so the scrap is everywhere. So let's leave it like that. But yeah, the 5-star hotel stuff, and that's the idea that they have. First of all, you go sleep in a bed where I never really liked sleeping in an hotel bed. Like, is it clean? Is it like who else slept in it before? Like, I don't know. Not that I'm germophobic and shit like that. I would sleep in a pile of shit. I have no problem with that. Like, no, but I slept on Cedar Branch in Vancouver. I was stuck. I did a trip to Vancouver, and I ended up hitchhiking to Okanagan Valley. And one night we had nowhere to sleep, so we found a shack exactly on the mountain, and what I've used to sleep is Cedar Branch on the floor. It was so comfy, man. Like that, to me, that was a 5-star hotel.
So, much more fractal than a polyester, right?
Exact. A shack on the mountain on Cedar Branch with the moon. And now you go put yourself in a building, you don't see the stars. You don't have the moon. And the moon to sleep is so good. It can put you asleep so good. Like sometimes we have it, especially in the winter, it's a bit lower in the horizon, and you see the moon often very bright in the winter, just like the stars, you see them brighter in the winter. You see Orion here. I seen Orion the other night. I was so amazed. The constellation Orion and the tree, the belt and stuff, and then I'm like, what is that bright star? So I went to research Betelgeuse, and it was I found all kinds of stuff. So I start to you see stuff when you're outside in a fractal environment, which is the Earth. We have fractality around. It's not just unfractality. You step into nature outside of your 5-star hotel, suddenly you're in a fractal environment. Wow, what a change. You feel better now, eh? You go take a walk, you feel better. You go as soon as all beings on Earth step in nature, whether you're connected to it or not, whether you're on the enlightenment state or not, you will feel better. And you don't have to be awake. You can be deep asleep, and as soon as you go take a walk, you feel better. Because you're in nature, in a fractal environment. So as soon as you step in those 5-star hotel or those cafeteria, wherever, hospital, name it, because the same thing can apply to pretty much all the nonsense that we think is sense in this world. Because we think we're thinking forward when actually we're thinking backward. But we think we're thinking forward. So we have to bring back that thinking forward, going forward. And that's all part of it. It's the science material, realizing that it's not really a great environment, hotels and stuff, but you get to realize that once you put yourself through experience, like I did. I slept on a freaking shack open, and like the temperature was okay at that time. I was in the summer. Probably I wouldn't have done it in the winter. I get it, but it was in the summer. Canada winter is cold, but out there west it's not so bad. The winter is not the same as in Quebec. Here it can get very cold, but lately, honestly, it's been pretty warm. I'm going to be on the bike today. So now, Frank, share with me 5-star hotel.
I mean, that's kind of this thing that we're given the the impetus or the perspective that like, oh, this is fancy, this is nice, like this is like the people with privilege get to go stay in these places, and so we kind of have this like thing that's like it's supposed to feel alluring, like, oh yes, I want that. That's like if I'm gonna be taken out and like wined and dined, like bring me to this place, you know. That's the story. Energetically, what is this place actually, this 5-star hotel, you know? And if we knew like how it interacted with our energetic system and stuff like that, then then would we feel the same way? And this is kind of the knowledge that P is helping us to realize, like, hey, look, it's not, life is not what it seems, you know. Like we've been given so much stuff here that we want to chase after, but actually we're just chasing after different ways to, you know, toxify and poison ourselves. And it's you know, it's a clever trick. You got to admit, it's a clever trick that they put on it, you know. Like they got some good writers in the background that's like, okay, we can do this to them, we can do that to them, you know. But you know, you think about it too, though, and it's like, well, there's a very much a different type of thing that, you know, it's not that we can't appreciate nice things and things that are aesthetically pleasing and all this kind of stuff, you know. Like I think about those little I'm trying to remember their names, like the those creatures in Star Wars that had they're like those little like woodland creatures. I don't know why I'm not remembering it, but even like Hobbit homes and stuff like that, things that are like embedded into the earth, they call them like earth ships and stuff like that. I mean, there's I feel like that kind of stuff, that kind of stuff is coming back. I'm not sure if you're, oh yeah, you're back on. I think there was just a small glitch.
Yeah, it's lagging a bit, but I still can hear you.
Yeah. But I mean, those kind of things are, you know, we can have like a beautiful aesthetic or kind of like a naturally adorned environment that actually will be, you know, beneficial or more resonant with our energy systems. And so, you know, just because like we can realize like what these 5-star hotels actually are. And I love this, his 5 points: dingy, concretey, claustrophobic, unbreathable, unfractal. Yeah, because it's a lot of those hotels is like the window doesn't open and like you can't turn the air off for some reason.
Doesn't even open.
Yeah, you know, and it's got like this weird smell to it sometimes. And it's just like, I mean, there's, you know, different you know, the wash of the bed sheets and whatever, kind of some funny like detergent, you know, this
That's
like
the other thing. Yeah,
you know, like there's so many different things. Oh yeah, and he says any real being with properly functioning nerves and biological processes can get a headache / dizziness within a half an hour. You know, and it's like, yeah, going to all these places like 5-star hotels or like malls. I remember like, because my kids are like the age of a teenager, so they're very drawn. They want to like go get some stuff in the shops there, and we'll walk by like, oh my gosh, there's this one jewelry store that's just like everything is like neon lights. It looks like you're in a tanning booth whenever you're walking by the place. And you're like, oh, like how bad must it be for them to actually like work in that place? Like it's, you know, it's just like sizzling them every day with frequency that is so bad for them. But yeah, 5-star hotels, the way he ends it, a much more dangerous place for biological entities than any slum in an open field. I mean, yeah, like actually just being outdoors in nature where, you know, people might be like, oh, we have less amenities. We have less, you know, like I don't get to just like put on my Netflix or whatever, you know, because they want to give you all the things, you know, like, oh, all the channels. And here's a little mini fridge with some, you know, some junk food to eat or whatever.
Alcohol.
Yeah,
Alcohol,
exactly. Here's a little airplane bottle bar, you know.
Oh yeah.
But actually, you would be better off in just, you know, some simple, you know, tent on the forest edge somewhere, you know. But of course, people can't
just even sleep in your car or your van or van life or whatever. Then in a hotel, definitely.
Yeah, and you can make any of those places homey. You know, you can make it feel, you know, light a candle and just like get your blanket set up right. And it's nice. One thing I really appreciate about like peace teachings and like learning about the basics and stuff like that is you can just appreciate the simple things, love the simple things in life. Really just you feel comforted, you feel nourished, you feel held, you feel like you have like good energy to continue your journey with, so
you're functioning. If you're functioning, you get life, and you get a whole life in front of you, and it's never too late to create a spark. We have that original spark, we just have turned down the pilot. But it's like
yeah.
some have no pilot at all, some have a pilot, some have a huge flame, a huge fire. But again, it goes as above, so below, Frank, because not all stars have the same visual spectrum. Like, not all stars above shine bright. Like, there's stars with visual, I don't know how he calls that.
It's like a magnitude or something like that.
Visual magnitude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not every star have the same visual magnitude. So do you think everyone on Earth has the same visual magnitude?
Another point. Yeah.
There's some of us will shine brighter than others.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see that PT is a bright shining star, definitely.
There's
others too that shine bright. But that's what it is. I think we always sit as above, so below. That's what came to me the other day when I was looking at Orion. There's a few stars on that constellation that are very freaking bright. Yes. Like, the brightest star in the sky is in Orion. I think it's Betelgeuse or something. It's the brightest star. Visual.
Are you talking about, is it in the constellation, or is it the one that's to the side? Because I think is it
on the right,
on the side. Is that Sirius? Is Betelgeuse and Sirius the same one? I don't know.
Betelgeuse is the brightest one.
Yeah, and that one always catches. It will catch your eye so easily. You're like just drawn to it. Love.
And I was like,
and the way that the different colors come through, it's like beaming frequency. I mean, they all are, but it's so cool.
I would like, for sure, I would like someone to come and instruct me, or maybe teach me about how the stars came to life and all that. Like, I think because, there's some things in life we were just meant to not understand, I think. Right. Like, there is some things in life you will never understand. Like, has anyone visited the star and asked question to the star? No. I know in that sense, or maybe someone did. Maybe another entity, another being, maybe. I'm just leaving it as us human. We can't really visit the stars unless we star travel or something. I don't know. There's stuff that might be unknown to me also, that I don't know about, that you can go through portals on Earth and stuff like it.
It might have to be like an astral interaction where we're using our astral body. We're kind of like dreaming, or like using some type of light body to interact with it.
Exact. Because can you like go to Venus in your head, like stuff like that? Like
right.
I think if you bring yourself to a higher state of being, vibing really, really on a high frequency, and I'm not there. I'm going there.
Working toward it.
I'm gonna vibe super freaking high one day. That maybe I can reach the stars. But I don't know. So far, I'm on Earth. I'm here. There's a whole lot of rubbish around me. Frank. The next one, I leave you the floor.
Whole lot of rubbish. No matter where you go on this planet, you will encounter rubbish in the so-called developed countries. It is sort of hidden in stockpiles called landfills, some of which are the size of small countries. In the so-called developing countries, it is strewn all over everywhere. You cannot miss it no matter how hard you try. All sacred places have it. All lovely nature places have it. There is some local variation. Beer bottles in the West, gutka packets in East. Development equals rubbish generation. More development means more rubbish. Most of it non-biodegradable.
Tout un tas d'ordures. And that's a weird word because we use ordure. Okay, listen to that. In French, it's very weird because in English you use garbage or trash
Right.
or like it's garbage bag. There's bag. There's the
Right.
word bag in there, so you take out your bag. Like it makes a bit of sense, but in
Right.
French we're using ordure. Or
Mm-hmm.
is gold and
Oh,
dur is hard. So hard gold. That's what you're putting out. And then we use also un tas d'ordures, déchets, ordures,
mm-hmm.
vidange. Okay, listen to this one. You're gonna put out your vidange,
Yeah.
your life of angel. V is life.
Uh-huh.
Ange is angel.
Wow. Right.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So it's very
Strange.
fucked up
Huh?
in French, the word we use to describe the garbage.
Uh-huh.
Ordure, which is hard gold.
Uh-huh.
Why would you put gold in a freaking garbage?
Right.
Anyway, I'll go on with the tout un tas d'ordures.
Yeah.
Peu importe où vous allez sur cette planète, vous rencontrez des ordures. Dans les pays soi-disant développés, c'est en quelque sorte caché dans des réserves appelées décharges. Certaines d'entre elles sont de taille de petits pays. Dans les pays soi-disant en développement, c'est éparpillé partout. Vous ne pouvez pas les rater, peu importe à quel point vous essayez. Tous les lieux sacrés en ont. Tous les jolis endroits naturels en ont. Il y a des variantes locales, bouteilles de bière à l'ouest, paquets de Gotka à l'est. Développement égale génération ordure. Plus de développement veut dire plus d'ordures, presque tous non biodégradables. And there's a whole lot of rubbish
I
around
missed
on that.
I missed it. So continue, like flip the page and finish it, and then I'll finish it in English because there's a second half that I
Oh, yeah.
missed.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, yeah, I missed the other page.
Mhm.
Thanks, Frank.
Yes.
OK. So, tout se gâchit pour rien. Est-ce que les gens sont plus heureux? Non. Des actions de gaspillage par des gens gaspilleurs, ils ne crachent que des ordures de leur bouche, pensée et action. Ils parlent, ils parlent de tout plein d'amour, mais la réalité est juste toute pleine d'ordures. Il semble que leur amour produise juste des ordures. Sa définition a définitivement besoin d'être examinée. Finish in English, right?
Yes. So the second page. All this waste for nothing. Are people happier? No. Wasteful actions of a wasteful people. Only rubbish spewing from their mouth, thoughts and actions. They talk about whole lot of love, but the fact is whole lot of rubbish. It seems their love just produces rubbish. Its definition definitely needs looking into.
Yeah, no, we miss the second page. I should flip and check, but anyway, no
Right.
big deal. That's it. There's a whole lot of rubbish around, like he says. I think we're
Mhm.
not realizing also often how much we are producing ourselves
Oh yeah.
just by. And again, there's another thing I kind of question is the recycling process we're
Mhm.
supposed to do. Like, is the stuff we put in our bins really get recycled? We don't
Right.
really see where it end up, what they do with it. Is it just to mesmerize with us, mess with us again, pretending that we are good people and recycle? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
I
I
know.
doubt often. I don't know, but I think a lot of it end up in clothes, in
Mhm.
plastic clothes. A lot of the plastic
Yeah.
see is recycled in clothes and stuff.
Mhm.
Definitely because there's people going after those materials to create second end product with it and stuff. So no, there is people that do recycle, but I'm saying the whole thing about recycling, I question it. And
Mhm.
especially here in Quebec now, where I live, there's like 3 bins. I have to manage 3 bins. One
Right.
for the organic stuff, like your food from the table and stuff, goes in a
Mhm.
brown bin. They come once a week.
Right.
The garbage and then the recycling. So but where does all this goes? Like, what's the purpose exactly?
Yeah.
You are something very well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Is that a good word? Is it good to say thank you? I don't want to put you to a thank, but I thank you. We know what we. I struggle with words all the time.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for everybody's presence here and everybody that have a desire to evolve. We're not here to give you uh, everything on the silver platter or evolving ourselves and just discovering
Right.
our true potential and what we can offer to this world. But I'm just in the midst of discovering myself. I think I'm trop bon, like I said. I'm
Mhm.
working on myself, but I'm doing something, and Frank too, and a lot of people are. Frequency 741. Large up, much
Yes.
love every time. So Frank, there's a whole lot of rubbish around, but I think with enough dedication to stop this nonsense, we will eventually go. Look, just now, laundry soap. Okay, laundry soap. I went to a new thing. It comes in an envelope and in sheets. Like I switch my laundry soap to a thing that has no plastic bottle.
Right.
Apparently better for me. So I switch to that. Let go of plastic bottles. So if each and every one of us do uh, somewhat conscious effort to
Right.
eliminate a bit of the stuff that we normally indulge in, like simple stuff we can eliminate into our life to
Mhm.
cut the rubbish a bit. I think it's worth it to for the whole to start shifting our habits, shifting our habits to something more sustainable for you and the earth. What's
Right.
the harm in this? You do more harm not using something that is sustainable for you and the earth. You harm yourself, you harm the earth, but that's what
Yeah.
the system wants. And they want you to hurt yourself on every level. And as long as you
Hmm.
hurt yourself, they will love you. People will love you around. People around are shameless. They have no shame about what they use, about because everyone is in the same paradigm. So
Hmm.
I feel good here, and I'm not ashamed to talk about any truth or reality because I know that is what it is, and I'm here very comfortable doing this because it's is necessary in this time also. So everything that has to come will come. Like we cannot
Hmm.
stop it. We cannot
Right.
stop a train, and the train is coming onto them. Like we're coming like a big amount of people like on a train, and we're not stopping. We're not stopping. We're gonna make this world evolve, and I'm definitely part of that network. You are, a lot of people are, and I think that can stop the rubbish eventually from accumulating in landfills and shit. You should see that here in Canada. It's crazy
Oh man.
the
Yeah.
garbage and the stuff people just throw in the street also.
Hmm.
Thankfully there is people coming with their car picking up trash, and you
Right.
put stuff outside in the street, there's rare chance that it gets picked up by a garbage truck. Usually it's
Right.
other people that come and recycle the material and stuff. Like if I put a washer and dryer in front, by tonight it's gone,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
even if it's non-functioning, because people do recycle that stuff. They get onto metals, so that is a good thing. Like
Hmm.
we're seeing that happening more and more. I see a lot of people going around with trailer full of trash and recycled metals and stuff. I'm happy to see that. I think it's a great thing. Now, what is the it's better that than leaving it on the side of the street and have a
Hmm.
whole city full of rubbish.
Right.
There's enough around. So yeah, no, I'm thankful for people that do that kind of work. It's yeah, it's necessary. Also, there's nothing happening for no reason here on Earth. Nothing's random. So if those
Yeah.
people are doing that work, it's calling them. It's a calling. It's a to help the Earth recycle materials. And
Hmm.
imagine if we would not recycle anything at all. So yeah, thankful
Definitely.
for people cleaning the rubbish.
Oh
Go
yeah.
on, Frank. with the whole lot of
Yes.
rubbish.
Whole lot of rubbish. Yeah, it's when you do get to get out in nature, that is the unfortunate thing that we see. You're walking on a trail, and and actually, we can gauge. Like I know for oneself, like there's certain places that I can go to where I know it's just like way cleaner. Like there's this one spot in Tennessee that's not far from me that I can drive to, and they got beautiful trails, beautiful waterfalls,
Yeah.
and the trails are clean. Like the people there, I don't know what it is, if it's the people or what, but like it's just like there. I very rarely find like just random, trash, and that place feels so much better, because it just feels clean. It feels natural. It feels respected. You know what I mean? Because people aren't just going to be mindless, just throwing their, like, literally. And, I think we're all guilty of different levels and different areas of our life of being unconscious. I know that I've littered in the past when I was younger and just like didn't connect the dots of my action and like with what am I actually doing. I threw stuff out, and I feel so bad for that, but I can use that reflection on how unconscious I was to motivate and fuel me to do the right thing, and actually to be able. And I remember it was one time there was a friend when I was in my college years, and I did something that was kind of unconscious, and they were like, "Why did you do that?" Like, did you think about what you were doing? And I was like, that was one of those like moments
Yeah.
where the light went off. I was like, really, like, I really didn't have to do that. I didn't have to put that can on the ground or whatever. Like I could have just held it until I got to a place where it was like more appropriate to dispose of it. But that's a part of the journey that we all kind of navigate. And yeah, the word thing is interesting too. Like putting out your hard gold or whatever, right? And even
Yeah.
I know there's a word in Lakota, which is one of the native tribal languages of North America, that so the word for good is washte, but it's spelled the same as the English word waste, waste. And so I kind of put that together. I'm like, oh, one man's waste is another man's wash day, because actually, like, you can, like putting out your hard gold or whatever. If we were in a system that was actually utilizing more natural materials and less like synthetic plastics and stuff like that, I mean, all the waste in one sense or another can be composted and then used as something like fertile soil, just
Yeah.
like manure or whatever. Maybe people are familiar with that fertilizer called black gold, which is, it's just cow manure, and so that waste actually can be used as something that is washed, that is good, that can be used to grow our food and stuff like that. And so that there is a more kind of like natural and kind of high functioning way that we can utilize, reusing things or recycling things, or what they call it, upcycling things. You can take things that are old and kind of like repurpose it. And so this is, I feel like it a little bit like fits into the Shiv principle, because there's the creator, sustainer, and destroyer, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiv. And Shiv, they say, is, kind of like like they can also call him like the recycler or like the divine composter, where he like takes like
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
is not usable anymore and he like turns it back into something that will be usable again. And so that's also kind of like connecting with the Vishnu principle of preservation. But they're very, I mean, they're all intricately linked energies. But yeah, our things that are that is rubbish, is, and it's something that we have to deal with. It's just a process of living in this material and physical world. But like I love how P just kind of puts it so poetically, all this waste for nothing. Are people happier? No. Wasteful actions of a wasteful people. Like, wow, that hits so, to the
And the
heart.
worst is you're gonna be happy with less in life, not so much
Yeah.
stuff accumulated and junk and clutter and stuff. You're gonna be much feel lighter with less. So
Hmm.
less is better. Less is better. Simple. Less. I
Yeah.
don't need all kinds of toys and all kinds of rubbish around me. I just need a tree and water and love and like
Yes.
I don't know, a bike and a bike path and
The
like
sun shining.
the sun shining and
Uh-huh.
like all the rest is so in my head. I need my head to be able to reason and be present and yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
But all this, are we more happy? I don't think so. I
Yeah.
think more the more you add to yourself, the more your luggage is heavy on you,
Yeah. Weighing you down.
less bliss, and if you want to call, because happiness is momentary. I think
Yeah.
it's the real galactic bliss state is much more of something how because everyone can say within the confine of the system that they're happy. Like the
Hmm.
system will make you happy. Like
Right.
there's all kinds of stuff to be happy about. But
Mhm.
is it really happiness when you see others suffering? Like
Oh, yeah.
I question that a lot. I always question the fact that we say we're happy and stuff. And when
Right.
you see others suffering and so much suffering around and nonsense and lies being spread and stuff. But again, I think everything has its purpose. If we're not here to evolve, what's the point of being on Earth?
True.
If it's not to evolve, if it's not to move out of this, because I don't think this kind of system will maybe eventually will vanish, maybe,
Mhm.
but I think there's something also with it that you have to find your way out of this matrix, if you want to call it matrix,
Mhm.
out of the system, out of the so you can live free and express who you are and really go from that point on and really flourish like a flower. Like we're here to be like a lotuses, like you said today, like the lotus
Yeah.
flower, where everything can migrate to it, and that's what you do when you are a beautiful flower. You will attract people regard. Like look, like when I see a beautiful flower on the side of the right path,
Yeah.
I stop and I look and I smell it.
Hmm.
It's very important for me to smell the flowers around. I
Yes.
love it. I stuff often I will sneeze because pollen is not really compatible with me, but I love to smell the flowers. I like to see beautiful flowers. Like who doesn't love to be in a field of flowers? Like
Mhm.
go in the field of lavender and tell me how
Yeah.
you feel after. It's so magical. The vibe in the lavender field, it's magic. The smell is magic.
Yes.
There's no word to truly describe that feeling, but this is where we have to get to explore those galactic feelings that we can feel
Hmm.
when we're really grounded to what surrounds us, not only the earth but grounded into others also, and capable to feel them and capable to feel your own feeling and navigate into all this like a champ.
Yes.
That's it. So hey, we're all champion from start. So Frank, we're gonna stop there for today. It's an hour
Sounds
and
good.
some,
Yeah.
and we're gonna start with the wash mania. That's a very very
Okay.
good
Yes.
one because there's a lot of washing going on.
All
People are
right.
washing all kinds of stuff, but I think we should all wash our brain. That's the first wash is our brain and wash the nonsense out of there. And
They
I
put a
hope
lot of stuff in there. It needs to
everyone.
go.
Oh, I always say we're not getting we need to. It's not a brainwash. It's you need to wash your brain. Boom.
Yes.
So we're gonna leave it like this. We're gonna leave it like this, Frank. An honor again to have you on, and very
Likewise.
excited for everything that's coming our way. It's a
Hmm.
beautiful adventure here on Earth, and I hope everyone feels it as deep as I feel it, and I'm gonna feel even stuff deeper in the future. Stay
Yes.
tuned. I'm not done. I'm out. See ya.
Yes.
Boom.
Peace.